Hello, hello. Welcome back to a little bit of Blender. I am here today to work on the thing that we've kind of been working on for a week now, but I've been doing little chunks, so hopefully it's been enough variety. And we're working on bedroom stuff today. So I got a lot to show, a lot of new stuff to show. Let me go ahead and start the music first, and then we'll kind of get into it. So let's go ahead and throw on a little bit of copyright-free music. That's a little too loud. There we go. Okay. So, what's going on here? Last we saw, we had a big old resort, brutal looking thing that was inside of a waterfall in the middle of the ocean with an island around it, and it was crazy. It was a lot of nonsense. So instead, I redid the structure. I decided to go for it. I've remade it. So we are here. This is now what we are working on. I showed a little bit of this off on Discord, but this is it now. And this is the new steez. So we're just basing off of this. We're gonna come back and forth on this a couple of times. But for the meantime, I grabbed the smallest room I could, and we're gonna start on just the smallest room, right? No big deal. So let's go ahead and grab our human model, plug him on in there, and we'll get going. So let's grab him. Let's poke him on over here. Come on. So this is about how big a person is, right? So a pretty nice looking room. I wouldn't be upset with a room like this. This is a good size. It's a little slanted now that I'm looking at it. I didn't realize how slanted the rooms were. I gotta fix that. Okay, so that's a problem. First and foremost, that's a problem. We gotta fix that. But we'll get there. Actually, I think I have a good method for fixing that too. Maybe I'll do that right now. Do I want to? I don't know. Nah, that'll be something I do off stream. We'll get back to this. So let's grab all of this, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do the thing that I'm gonna do for all of them. The heck? No, we don't want proportional editing on. There we go. So all I've done is I've straightened the floor. Right. Nice, simple, easy. Shouldn't look too weird if we do the whole structure like that. That should be fine. So we'll take it from here and we'll just get going. So we'll keep our human in tow. Keep them just kind of looking correct. And let's dig into it. So, first things first. What do we want to add first? I'm thinking the bed has got to be like the most vital thing. What's up, CQDK? I think I heard the Discord go off a little late today, so I assume nobody got the notification until after I already started. Simo, what's up? Oh yeah, everyone definitely just got the notification. That's okay. Just a little bit of 5-minute late, no problem. You can't trust StreamCord, it just does what it does. Alright, so let's go ahead and pop on a bed. So I'm gonna ignore that model for the most part. We're just gonna start digging into this. How have you all been today? What are you guys up to? What's new? You guys have been posting a lot in the Discord, I appreciate that. Everything going well? You guys staying productive? You happy? Now, when I think about how big a bed is... Junie! Hey, Junie. Welcome to the mod crew. Tired? What's got you so tired? Now, is this canonically any size bed? You know what? No, this is fantasy. I don't care. I'm making my own bed sizes. That's a bed. That's the size of a bed. I don't care. I understand that makes me insane to be making things up, but too bad. So this is a bed size. So first things first. This is going to be the bottom of the bed, the part that it sits on. It's so warm and I can't sleep when it's warm. What? I thought you were tired. Why are you so tired? It's also very warm here. I did a little bit of stretching in the backyard this morning, and That was 3 hours ago, and I'm like still like overheated. Oh, I understand. You didn't sleep the night before. Got it. I thought you were trying to go to sleep now. I was like, why don't you just go to, like, you know, why are you tired if you can't go to sleep? I get it. I understand. We're here. Okay, do I want the bed to look like that? No, I don't. I want the bed to look like this. And I have specifically added these little breaks here. Because I'm about to make one of the structures that people hit their toes on and break their toes on. And even if this is fantasy, I suppose I can do my part to stop people from jamming their toes. So we're going to stop people from jamming their toes. I know, I'm a saint. It's fine. You're good. You're allowed to be tired. There's nothing wrong with being tired. I don't exactly know how to help that problem. Not that you're asking for help or anything, but being hot just sucks. As somebody who is very, very warm-blooded, I totally get that. You just heat up, and that's it. That's all there is to it. Do we want 4? I kind of think we want 3. Yeah, we want 3. So I'm going to do 3 of these things, and we're going to lower this down just a little bit. And let's go ahead and pop in our little shelving units. So I'm going to do individual like that, and it didn't work because I didn't proportion it correctly. My bad. Let's go ahead and change our proportion and get to it. So everybody that's here and anybody who joins eventually, I'll keep saying this. If you guys have ideas for things you want to add to a bedroom, please let me know. Like I said on Discord, I'm going to try and do a little bit more speedy, a little bit more like big picture stuff. So ideally, I want to try and go on these streams. So if you have ideas, let me know. I'll give them a shot. If I suggest now, can I say something random? You mean for the speed sketch? Okay, you know what? I should really be theming the speed sketches every day. I appreciate you saying that because you've made me think about it. And I haven't thought about it until this very moment. So that's very good of you to have brought it to my attention. Before you spend your channel points, let's hear what the random thing is, and we'll approve it by council. That being said, ideally, I would love it if it was bedroom themed. That would be pretty dope. That would be really good for us. But I'm willing to hear it. If it's fun, what's fun? We'll go for it. I'm always a little bit, I'm always, you know, I'm always expecting crazy things from you. I'll put it that way. Okay, so that's the bottom of the bed, right? Boom. Move on. I said I was going to go fast. I'm not going fast. I'm thinking too much. Okay, cube, up. Let's go. We're going to go ahead and just make this guy. That's a nice thick mattress. That's a perfect size mattress. I'd sleep on this guy in a heartbeat. Mushrooms. So I've had a stream where I made mushrooms for the whole stream. But I don't hate mushrooms. I can make a little bit of mushroom. I feel like I've learned a lot since that stream. I'm sure I can make a better mushroom than I did the first time. So I guess the question is, how do we make that into bedroom? Am I going to make like a mushroom light? I can make a mushroom light. That'd be nice. I mean, I suppose everybody else is going to suggest things and then it's going to like blow up and become chaos. So I don't really have any control over this, but ideally I would like it if it turned into something more usable. I've never used a speed sketch for anything. I've never imported a speed sketch into Unreal, so I don't know like what I really care for, but a pot of mushrooms. I don't hate that. I don't hate that one bit. A little kitchen. I should share a detail. This is going to be like a Japanese style apartment where people don't really have like kitchens, or they don't really use their kitchens. That being said, mushrooms, a pot of mushrooms is not a bad idea. Okay, we need to scale it correctly first, and then go for it. Maybe in the window or beside the bed. Oh, you're thinking like botanical. Like they're growing them. I don't hate that. I don't hate that one bit. That doesn't bother me at all. What inspired that above all else? Now I don't like that you can see that just a little bit. So I'm gonna pop this out a little bit. Beryl, what's up, Beryl? Beryl, how does it feel to be the first person with the world building tag on Discord? I'm alright. Like I said last stream, there's a lot going on. So I'm just kinda applying myself, thinking, trying to explore the world around me a little bit more. I was very productive over the weekend. I was like insanely productive over the weekend. So I'm feeling good about that. Like really, really strong about that. Okay, we got mushrooms. It's official. We got a mushroom. I don't hate it. I actually like the mushrooms. I think it's a good suggestion. Okay, so we got a mattress. It's a little boring. I'm gonna try and tuft the ends of this like not mushrooms. I'm gonna say mushrooms 1,000 times this stream. How much you want to bet? I'm gonna subdivide this guy quite a few times. That's actually not gonna be good for us. Let's subdivide it like this. Maybe 10 times. Let's subdivide it like this, maybe 6 times. And then we'll get off of it, grab the whole thing, and subdivide once. And that's not terrible. I might do one more. I'm a little bit worried about doing one more, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Nope. 20, 21. It's my favorite activity, just counting. Discord is broken for me. None of my devices can connect to Discord services since today's update landed. What on earth? What's that about? Discord's been weird for me too, honestly. Every time, you know, like, there's a major player in, like, communications technology, it always breaks. It always just breaks. Like, Skype ruined their service. We don't have to get into that. Zoom had all those security updates. Discord is doing all right, but just has weird little things that pop up every now and again. It's like, what the heck is going on with you guys? Why are they doomed to fail? Is that a thing? Oh, yo. I love Streamlabs. I love the Streamlabs robot, the little bot that I have in chat. It is such a mess. For anybody that, you know, isn't privy to the inner workings of Twitch, I have that bot set up to do that reminder 45 minutes after I start my stream. It's been 20. What is it doing? Why does it do that? And we'll check again if it says that message again. It's supposed to do it every 45 minutes. I've only ever seen that message once per stream. So I don't know what's up with Streamlabs. They just do whatever they want to do. Only thing the Discord update did for me is the new icon for the taskbar. Okay, so are we going to talk about the Discord minimalism? Let's go for it. Why not? Because I got an opinion. I got kind of a hot take, and it's not really a hot take because it's fairly normal. It doesn't bother me at all the way that it bothers literally everyone. It's fine. I think it's okay if they went minimalist. The one thing, the font, I do hate the font as well. I'll give you that. The one thing that drives me bonkers, I hate the purple that they use. They changed the purple. It was that nice dark blue purple, and now it's like bootleg Twitch purple. It's awful. It looks so gross. Why did they do that? Okay, I'm gonna go really careful on the ends of this guy. But we're gonna have to be very, very careful. Yeah, they changed the purple, and it's sort of like, for what? Oh, look how perfect that looks. I've done it. I've done it, folks. Yep, that's all I want. Just little dimple on the edge of each one. That's too much of a dimple. Just a little dimple, just to show you that this was man-made. I'm a man, I made it. It's man-made. Yes. Oh, this is perfect. It looks so good. And then I'm going to simplify the center of it to get rid of topology. But this is it. This looks great. In fact, I'll probably just bump map this thing so that it looks flat on the sides. Manco made. Big cheese. Where's that big cheese from? Where'd you get that? I like that. Is that a Twitch default? Is that, what is that? Or is that somebody's sub chat? Look at that. That's the one you won't see anyway, so let's not do that. There we go. So I'm gonna keep it just like this. This is fine. This is good. I kind of want to put a weave in here, but there's no reason to. If anything, I might put in like a little bit of crease. Just to sort of show that it has weight. It's sustained a little bit. Somebody's. Let's see if I can mouse over it. Meisty? Who's Meisty? What do they do? I guess mice, big cheese, that makes sense. I like that. I can get down with that. This might be telling a little bit too much. So, sorry to anybody that gets involved with this. But when I started Twitch with a group of people who were all like dead set on like, you know, making like a Twitch thing, like a conglomerate kind of, and it didn't really work, which is fair. You know, it's a weird thing to sort of want to do out of nowhere. But a lot of the people were like trying to come up with like things. Like I'm not going to give any specifics because I think I have the ability to hurt people, and I don't want to sell anybody out, right? Everyone has their own opinions, and people are doing their best, right? It's all well and good. It's all in good faith. But just the idea that like you start Twitch and you're like, hey, I'm gonna be the dolphin guy. I'm gonna be the guy who every time somebody subscribes to me, I chug a whole beer. It's like, that is very strange to me. I mean, if people are successful and they're making money that way and they're happy and whatever, that's fine. I don't mean to tear away from people's success, but like that is such a strange way to look at the internet in my mind. So anyway, I don't mean to make fun of this mouse person. I'm sure they're fine. There's actually nothing wrong with mice at all. CQDK, if you were a Twitch streamer, you would definitely be the potato, but it would be genuine. Like that's like genuinely who you are. A lot of this stuff is like prefabricated. People like make up something and then they're stuck with it and they end up hating it and they can't leave because it's what they're now known for. It's just like so unfortunate. It's like if anybody's ever experienced this, you tell your like aunt or your uncle or something that you're into like dinosaurs. You're into something, right? You're into some random little trend. And then all they buy you every Christmas is stuff relating to that fandom or that thing or whatever. And then it's like 10 years later and you're stuck with it. And you're like the peacock guy or the dinosaur guy or whatever. It's like, that's awful. I would hate to be known for one thing. Maybe that's what keeps me from chasing fame or whatever, but I'd hate to be like the one guy. Ugh, I don't know. That gives me a weird feelings. Okay, so what I want to do here is... I haven't named anything. I should be naming things. Mattress. We're going to call you mattress. We're going to call you bed frame. We're going to call you pillows. And we're set. So pillows needs to be mirrored across bed. Where are you? Bed, 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 bed. Mattress. There you are. On the X, that's perfect. Pogtato. All right, what's the pogtato for? What did we get a pogtato for doing? I don't even know if I have a thing. Talking, just really getting the feelings out there. Do I have a thing? Am I known for something? I feel like my only claim to fame, and I'm happy about this. This is not me complaining at all. My only claim to fame is being like moderately bad at Blender. Right? Like, that's all there is to it. I can't imagine being known for anything else. You are the polar bear to me. You have said this before. I don't really get it. It's a little beyond me, if I'm being perfectly honest. Okay, so I'm going to apply this subdivision. I know you're not supposed to apply subdivisions, but I did it. So now we're going to come in here, and I'm going to sculpt it out just a little bit. So first things first, I want to make the shape, and then I'm going to do the fabric. Okay, not like that. So we want to get the shape just about perfect. This is not a new house. This is not, you know, you're not selling this to a real estate agent. This is a real house. People live here. Their pillows are deformed. What do you think of Arid Sky if you read it? I think it's good. I think it's got a little bit of an edge to it. I think you definitely have an aesthetic. You and CQDK are sort of similar in that way, where I think you guys you're dark and you're fully admitting of it, which is good, which is fine if that's how you are. I think it could use maybe a little bit more subtlety. Subtlety, sort of the name of the game for me when I write. I'd have to sit down with it to really give you details off the top of my head, but that was the one thing that got me. But I think it was good. How long did you spend on it? That looks like a pretty good pillow, if I do say so myself. Those look real. All you need to say is, when I see you are alive, my brain screams polar bear. I mean, I've been called worse things in my life. I can't be upset about that. Okay, so this really wants to be subdivided one more time. I know it's probably going to be killer, but I think it's just very necessary to get that shape right. That looks pretty good. We're going to do one last thing, and what we're going to do is depress a head into it. So I'm going to go like that. There we go. Boom. Look at those perfect little pillows. They're mirrored, I understand. I will fix that later. There's definitely some bear energy. You know, I've kind of been told that a lot. When I was in college, even in high school a little bit, but in college, a lot of my friends referred to me as a dragon. A lot of my friends were always like, you're the dragon man. You look like a dragon, you act like a dragon, you hoard like a dragon. So I've always kind of thought of myself as a dragon. It's one of those projects you work on at most once a month. But how long? How long have you been doing it? The PFP picture is the polar part. PFP. What do you mean PFP? What does that stand for? PFP. Okay, so let's throw a blanket on this guy, and then I think we're just about there. Okay, so I'm a messy guy. Maybe I need to fill these little cubbies with something, I'm not sure. Oh, profile picture? Honestly, I've been thinking about redoing my profile picture. Been thinking about this for a while now. I'm such a terrible artist when it comes to 2D stuff. It's hard for me to really do it. I made a profile picture. If you guys remind me at the end of stream, I'll show you the profile picture I was working on. But I'm just not a good creator like that. It's not my thing. I'm too analytical. Every time I make something, I'm like, this isn't analytical enough for me. This isn't, you know, a perfect representation of who I am as a person. Instead of just like having fun and like, you know, doing it correctly. Yeah, I mean, I like it too. It's a fine profile picture, but I just think it's not striking. The rule of thumb on the internet, especially with Twitch and YouTube and stuff like that, is people see things and react to them immediately. And if it's not striking enough, then people aren't going to respond. People aren't just going to like jump on to stream and look if it doesn't look good. I mean, I don't want to be a weird guy and say stuff, but like if there's a cute girl versus me, they're going to choose a cute girl. And I'm not saying that I would do the same thing, but I'd probably do the same thing. That's fine. And I'm not upset about that. That's, you know, that's not a problem or anything. But if we want to have people coming and going and we want to sort of work on expanding the channel a little bit, we gotta, I think, be a little bit more mindful of that sort of stuff. So I'm thinking about profile pictures lately. I'm kind of always thinking about everything all the time. It's a real pain, but it is what it is. Okay. So now that I've said everything ever, let's go ahead and throw a blanket on here. I gotta say, I am pretty pleased. I am pretty pleased to have made all of this so quickly. It got overwritten, but it had opened at some point before Christmas. So you've probably put like, what, like 10 hours into it? Okay, we're gonna go back to frame 1. Look how literally perfect that is. Now, I'm not a perfect kind of person. I don't like perfect. Give or take. That's pretty good. I don't hate that. So let's imperfect this guy just a little bit. I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna go into sculpt mode and I'm gonna pull it back a little bit. So we're just gonna do a little bit of this and then it's gonna crinkle. Probably in a way that is gonna be enjoyable, hopefully. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Okay, that's fine. Yep, we're good. So now we're back and I drop it. And we just got ourselves a little bit of a crinkle. I actually hate the way that looks. I can't use elastic deform. I'm gonna have to deform it a different way. So let me actually do a cloth deform real quick. With smaller brush sizes, just like this. We wanna give it like crazy starting conditions. Like somebody just threw this on the bed, right? We're going real fast, real flighty, whatever. Before you started streaming, I played some hardcore Minecraft and I got the most important thing in the game, potatoes. Okay, so you haven't died yet. What iteration of hardcore is this? You died that one time. Is this... What number is this? There we go. That looks pretty good. Now, if I'm being extra weird, let's take this and elastic deform it up and over. Like this, and like that, and like that. And then we're just gonna grab the very end of this thing and pull you. And so that way we're gonna make a nice little scoop for it. I'm at day 10. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's what you like to see. Bada boom. No. No. Let's see. Is there a way to add a little bit of overlap on there? Oh, that's so unfortunate. Shrinking factor. I don't think that's going to matter. Collisions. Oh, self-collision. There we go. That's what I want. I want a self-collision with a very small distance. There we go. Oh, yes. It looks a little fake. Let's fix it up just a little bit. But I think we're here. Okay, so we want to probably just smooth it, I think. I want to be very careful here, and we just want to smooth this out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab you, and please... Yes! Yes! Okay, we're good. I think that's it. I think we're set. I drop. We look at it. Oh, it looks so bad. You know what? I think we're chasing a faulty dream. We're done. We're gonna go back. We're gonna add cloth, and we're gonna drop it, and we're gonna call it. You know what? Actually, I know exactly why I'm getting so hung up on this, and this is an easy fix. We're just gonna move it back a little bit, and forward just a little bit, and now we drop. And that looks pretty good to me. I can live with this. I also think I don't like it because it's like super thin. So we might add a little bit of a solidify to it to try and make it look a little bit more like a duvet or like a quilt instead of this. But as far as the position goes, I think I like this. I think I'm pretty comfortable with this, so let's apply it. You're gonna get applied. We're gonna go ahead and add a solidify to you and try our best not to gasp as soon as we see it. Actually, you know what? I don't hate it. Color me not hating it. Color me not hating it. That's it. We're set. Boom. Perfect little blanket. We got it. We're here. Okay, so that's a bed. I think we're done with the bed, personally. That was 30 minutes. 30 minutes for a bed. Easy. What, you got a problem with my bed? What do you not like about my bed? What's not to like? She's perfect. She's got all the little curves that you would expect of a bed, except for that, but you won't see it because you pressed up against a wall. She looks great. Just brain dead. Put a fan on. Open a door. You need a little bit of air. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and try and auto smooth this and see what the heck. No, you can't auto smooth a blanket like that. What a shame. What a shame. What a shame. There we go. Honestly? Oh, no, hold on. We're gonna do just a little bit of a boom. And I think that is pretty good. Okay, boom. I'm done messing with it. We're here. This is it. You're barely gonna see this in the project that I'm working on, so I shouldn't go crazy. When you said it was a bit heavy-handed, the issue was at the end, or that it was a bit "this is war" scribbled all over? I didn't really get like a "this is war" sort of thing. It just feels a little bit like forced. Again, I'd have to sit and read it to like really get the explicit part down. But for me, like writing really pivots around subtlety. Like okay, I rewatched Harry Potter a little bit ago. By the way, I'm gonna start a lamp. Let's make a lamp. Actually, let's not make a lamp. Let's make a bedside table. I'm gonna start with a bedside table. I watched Harry Potter not too long ago. It wasn't super recent, but it was pretty soon. And you can say whatever you want about Harry Potter. It's definitely not the best piece of media ever made or anything like that. But there's a part where Harry like hears voices of Voldemort in his head, and he's like freaking out, obviously. And then all of a sudden, he falls in some water. And while he's in the water, he has visions from Voldemort. But as soon as he gets out of the water, he doesn't have visions of him anymore. And that level of, like, it affects him when he's blind, but it doesn't affect him at all times, but the movie acts like it affects him at all times, is really interesting to me. Like, it genuinely feels so overbearing, but then the problem gets solved with Harry getting out of the water and then opening his eyes and not having the problem anymore. And the movie just doesn't explain that at all. Like, it's just, like, assumed that you understood, or if you missed it, you missed it. And that level of subtlety, I think, is very important. That's not a great example. I understand that's, like, a lackluster example. You opened a window? Very good. That's what you like to hear. There's just something so important about subtlety in storytelling. And, like, being able to, like, get a point across, with the reader doing the work themselves to find it instead of, like, being given an answer. And I guess that depends on, like, who your audience is. If you're writing for children, then, like, it's fine to spell things out. But if you're writing heavy-handed stuff, especially heavy-handed stuff, you really want to trust your audience. Okay, that is so good looking. Yo, it actually has that, like, gross sharp edge that really bad carpentry has as well. I love it. That looks so good. Okay, we're keeping that. That's a big old keeper right there. Let's go ahead and pop on up and make ourselves a little rolling table here. I said rolling table. I don't know what I meant by that. We're not making a rolling table. Historical fun fact, Voldemort peed in this lake. What? I don't like explaining my stuff. I just make it. Okay, why don't you like explaining it? For me, I like explaining it more than I like making it, for the most part. I like both. Obviously, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if I didn't like both, but I love lore. I'm such a lore hound. Okay, I'm gonna do this halfway, because I'm gonna play pretend that there's a little hidden compartment back here. Because I don't even know what I'm making. I mean, that'll come with time. You'll get there. Actually, we should be doing both of these at the same time, so we can have the same margin on the side. Just like that. Be right back. Yeah, no worries. You're good. All right. That's good. Ideally, okay, we're gonna go a little highbrow on this one. I'm gonna put a bevel in here. I'm gonna put a really low bevel in here. Why am I doing that? It's good for dust. It helps the dust get out of there. So we're putting a little bevel in there. Is that a weird design? I'm sure it is, but I think it's gonna be a good design. Okay, so what do we want to be doing? Solution is simple. We push forward just an ever so slight, right there. Real small. And then we push forward again. And then I grab the edge and I bevel this out. Just like that. And now we take it and we dissolve all of these faces. Actually, we don't need to dissolve all of those faces. Instead, we need to grab this rim and push the rim back. So I have the rim nice and pushed back, and now I can grab all of this and put another bevel on it. This is just gonna be the bevel day. I was correct to name the stream what I did. And you try and, okay, hello. You try and tell me that's not the best little, like, dresser drawer you've ever seen. I usually don't write anything, but for my random floating island scene, I just started thinking about random world building stuff, like what kind of animals do the locals hunt, etc. Okay, so the question now is, are there multiple floating islands? When you say animals that they're hunting, what are we talking about? Like, let's hear an example. I'd love to hear something. Okay, I mean, this is a perfect little dresser. Since when was I good at 3D modeling? Man, I was like watching all these tutorials and I was doing all this work and then I took a break. And now I'm better. I guess I just needed time to like let it absorb. Now, I'm gonna make a handle for this little guy. We gotta ask ourselves, what kind of handle do we want? So let's pop on over to some Google. Let's go drawer handle. Oh, that's good. Let's not show that on stream. All right, what are we looking for? That is going to be impossible. Let's see. This is the fun of Googling things. You just get random stuff. Ooh, I love that. I love that a lot. That is a great design. That is such a good design. I think that's the one we got to do. Like, there's the boring one, right? This is great. This is what we're doing. I got to. Oh, it's a WebP. Okay, you know what? I'm going to make this, but I'm going to put a ring in it. Okay, so we're back to Blender. Let me go straight on, and we're going to add our reference right here. There are multiple islands. Some people live separately, others in small clusters of islands, small villages. There are quote-unquote fishing villages. Is there actual land, like, underneath the islands or somewhere else? Or is it, like, a world of floating islands? Because I had a concept for floating islands a long time ago in my writing, and there's only one way I was really able to make it work for me. And that was, I had the floating islands be fragments of broken planets that, like, formed an atmosphere. And so everything that was on the islands had to be, like, remnants of an older civilization, what have you. I really couldn't get by with, like, it being a brand new ecosystem and there was, like, you know, emergent evolution happening on it. I had a lot of trouble, like, justifying that for myself. Not that it's not possible. Just saying that was my trouble. Okay, so we're gonna extrude along normals, make ourselves a little bit to grab onto, probably not that big. And then we want to extrude out 2 times. So we'll extrude once. Grab you, extrude out. Oh, that's actually really weird looking. That's actually so strange looking. Okay, so we actually want to grab this, pop this out, and then we're gonna grab all of this and bring it forward. Grab all of this and bring it out. And then we're going to bevel you. And we've basically made that design. It might also be in our best interest to come into here and push this guy down. Like that. And then we can bevel you. And that looks great. That actually looks so good. Since when was I good at 3D modeling? What is happening? Why is this happening? How am I doing this? It looks good. It looks like a little joystick for like an Atari, which I'm pleased with. I can get down with some real nostalgia vibes. We're gonna pop this guy up. It's just got to be enough for your fingers to get underneath it, so we don't need it to be super, super strong. And I mean, that is so nice. Not sure yet. I'm leaning to the fact that there is a gas core on the planet. The floating happens with a magic system of sorts. That could be really cool if there's like solar flares, but instead it's water. And every time there's a solar flare with water, like deep, quote unquote, deep sea fish come up. And so everybody's trying to like grab some deep sea fish and like throw them in like ponds and stuff to, you know, breed and eat and all of that until the next like solar flare happens. Or water flare, I guess I'll call it a water flare. That's immediately where my brain goes when you say stuff like that. Okay, so we're here. We're there. Now, this might be not an intelligent thing to say, especially for somebody who studied astrophysics for a sizable amount of their college career. But gas giants and stars are like roughly the same thing. Just the types of gas that they use and the amount of energy that they produce is slightly different. But they're like effectively the same thing, correct? Is this the deep sea fish? It's a squish fish. It is. You've got it. I have invented every fish that you've ever seen. In fact, oh, I should say, I'm going to use Blizzard's rules. Any creative property shared on my stream is now my property. So thanks for all your ideas. Just kidding. Just kidding. That's the worst thing you could possibly do. Speaking of that, there's a streamer I follow who posted, I don't know which side to do this on. Do it right here. I'm kind of like, I can't imagine where this is supposed to go. I'm looking at it and I'm like, this looks really weird. Something's off. Which, I guess that's the best spot I can find. I like the left side because I don't want them to bump it with their hand while they're sleeping. There's a streamer that I follow who, they were talking about Twitch, and Twitch does this advertising thing where they get clips from Twitch streamers and they just put them in commercials to advertise streams. And one of the streamers that I follow got, you know, one of their things put into a commercial, and Twitch didn't let them know until after the commercial was up, like sent to publication and already premiered on wherever it premiered. So like they didn't tell them that they were using it, and they didn't compensate them. They didn't pay him or anything like that, which is really weird to begin with. But then, like, you know, a bunch of people were talking about it and they were looking through rights and stuff, and Twitch just has the rights to your property, which is strange, which is just very weird to me. I know I'm using like Twitch's platform and stuff, but if Twitch was just like, hey, you've made this on stream, this is ours now, I'd be like, excuse me? What are you talking about? That's a very weird way to run a company. I've never heard of anything like that before. You've seen that before? So I'm not the only one. So they didn't send the thing for them to use in the ad. They just randomly used it. Yeah, so what I think happened is Twitch probably looked at like trending clips on Twitch and just chose like their favorites and then made an ad out of them. And then didn't compensate anybody. Like a Twitch manager messaged the streamer like a day after. I think it was a day. And they're like, by the way, hey, hope you like this. Like, you're gonna get all this traffic to your channel now. And it's like, the person who had their stuff shown was very cordial about it. They were very nice and they were very like, yeah, whatever, no problem. But you could tell that there was like weird friction there. Because ultimately they benefited from it, right? More people watched their channel. All's well and good, right? In the grand scheme of things, nobody's been hurt. But like there's a lack of an approval process, which is super weird, super worrying. It's like, I don't know. That's a slippery slope, right? If somebody ran up to you on the side of the road and gave you a bunch of money, it's like you're benefiting from that, sure. But then if all of a sudden it was stolen from a bank and now you're responsible for it, that's a problem. And obviously Twitch isn't doing that, but like, you gotta tell people what you're doing. You can't just, this is good for you, don't worry about it. Like, that's not how the world works. We're gonna call this bed table. I thought about calling it bedside table, I don't care. We're gonna call this bed table handle. And this is gonna be the worst name you've ever seen, but I'm gonna call this bed table ring. There we go. Okay, so we got a bed. We got a bed table. Any ideas, anything anybody wants to see? I'm going to make, I kind of want to make a lamp, but I'm struggling with a lamp because I don't know what a lamp looks like in this world. So it's going to be kind of off the cusp if we make a lamp. It's going to be a little weird and wild. Oh, that water is good. A bowl of potatoes. All right, I'm not doing that. One of these days, I'm going to ban the word potato. I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm going to see how long it takes for it to trigger. As a joke. I don't mean that sincerely. Okay, let's make a lamp. Let's do it. This is going to be really hard. Is there something that I can like charge with the sun and then it glows? Is there like phosphorus that you charge and it glows? I'm so sick of making like crystals and like potions. Also, last time I also didn't make a bowl of potatoes. That was for good reason. That was for a good reason. I've made more than enough potatoes in this stream. And there will be many more, I promise you that. Alright, so that is level. That's a good height. That's honestly pretty nice looking. So, let's make a lamp. I'm going to put something in the lamp once we get there, but we'll get there when we get there. So, a lamp. When you see a lamp, what do you think? You think a cylinder. And I think that is too much geometry. What about stars? What do you mean by stars? What does that mean? In the room? In the lamp? This might be revealing a little bit too much. So if this ends up being like creative property, whatever, I guess I'll see you in court. That's a joke, by the way. There's no stars in my world building. There's a reason for it. I've explained it in my writing, but there's no stars. So the idea of a star existing to people would be kind of crazy. Not that people couldn't, like, you know, come up with it aesthetically or, like, you know, do stuff like that, but they don't exist naturally. Maybe a terrarium that has firefly-type creatures that emit light? What about a small bunny plushie? Okay, I like both of these. Those are both great options. Thank you for your help. I will make both of those things. The bunny plushie is going to be pretty tough. You guys love giving me things that I'm not good at making. Welcome back, Barrel. I'll be damned, though, if I'm not going to try it. I will try the bunny plush. Tell you what, I'm going to auto-merge this guy right here. We're going to auto-merge that. Grab it. Vertices, auto-merge. Didn't work. Didn't work because it's not close enough. Let's do it one more time. Let's GZ you down. Get even closer. GZ you down. And we're going to auto merge by distance. 24. There we go. A rainbow bunny. The color is almost irrelevant to me. So if we want rainbow, rainbow's cool with me. It could be any color. I don't mind at all. This is going to be pretty good looking, if I have to argue. So I think what I want to do is I just want to grab both of these lines, bevel them. And we're going to hope and pray that things don't go awry. They went awry. They went awry because I didn't apply my scale, because I'm a fool. And now, beautiful. So we got a little dip in this. This is going to be a pain to clean. Whoever cleans this is not pleased about it, but that's all right. I'll go ahead and also apply a bevel here, and we'll get started on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that should be good. That's a pretty good looking thing. And if you put water up here and the water leaks, it catches in the base. Yeah, no worries. This works. It's kind of big. It looks a little bit like a fan. With a small little hat. Okay, well, I'm not going to be here for 3 years. I do have to finish the room at some point. Let's make this just a little bit smaller. Made it a lot smaller, actually, but that should be all right. And we'll make it just a little bit taller, and we'll put a little terrarium in there. Give it 4 eyes. Okay, well, I appreciate the suggestion for what it was. We're gonna call it there. I could probably take it upon myself to subdivision this. All right, we're back to Titanfall. That's fine, no worries. And all I want to do is grab the end of this guy and crease it. And we got a weird column looking thing. I think I don't hate the way that looks though, personally. If I grab all of these and I deselect my scale, what do we get? We get a pretty weird and wild looking thing, that's for sure. Now, if I take it and I spin it, oh, we're here, we got it. We know what we're doing. Doesn't take much to make something interesting. Boom. Boom. Mind my sniffling? It's been a lot of temperature changes lately. It's been cold and hot and cold and hot and cold and hot. That looks so good. Hey, Streamlabs is on time today. Okay, there's one. 1 point. Trying out MechWarrior Online. Okay, fair. A rainbow bunny plushie with 4 eyes and a hat, and you'll be holding a potato. No, I'm not doing that. Not gonna do that. Yeah, I know. I know you're joking. This is fine. I can live with this. This is a fine little thing that I've made. So let's put a little crystal ball on there. Okay, so Simo wants us to make a terrarium. When I think terrarium, when are you not joking? You're a joker. Okay, when I think terrarium, I think a UV sphere. I actually think a low poly UV sphere might do the part. Like, I kind of think we want to just go, like, almost like Mimi on it. Like, that's kind of charming. That's kind of cool. And if I delete that face... You know, if we're going to do this, we might as well just use an icosphere. think that's a good point. So let's go ahead and click a million different things that aren't what we want, and we're gonna use an icosphere, and we're gonna push this guy over, and I'm gonna grab. Ooh, this is a struggle. This one's a struggle. Thinking we want to grab all of you and delete and just have an open face, although that doesn't look great. It's me, the little jokester, and I want to sleep now. Bye. Good night. Have a good sleep. Don't get too warm. Okay, we're gonna delete, and I think that is not half bad. Okay. So I'm gonna pop that on up to the top, and we're going to rotate it forward by that amount, whatever that ends up being. We're gonna say 60 even. I kind of want it to sit flat on that edge. Yeah, like that, right there. Boom. Nice and flat on that edge. And then we're gonna go ahead and shrink it down, obviously. Now, this thing's not perfectly flat, and I'm not even sure how I would make it perfectly flat. That's a little bit beyond my understanding. So we're just gonna call it there. Got a weird little birdhouse light bulb thing. This actually might not be a bad place to put the mushrooms, now that I'm thinking about those mushrooms again. It's a very CQDK thing to do, is to make a suggestion and then leave. It's very charming in its own way. Okay, so let's do that. Let's add a solidify modifier. And say it probably needs to be a bit thicker than that. So we'll say 0.03. 0.05. There we go. Nice glass little guy here. If I was feeling extra crazy, I would put like a wireframe around it, and I would attach the wireframe to this on a base or something, but man, I don't think I could do that. You know what? I should do that, though. I should do something. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. You know what? I'm rethinking this. Hold on. I'm gonna rethink the whole thing. Okay, so I want to rotate it. Perfect. We're gonna do it just like that. I'm gonna grab the whole thing. Hello? Why is this song so loud? What the heck is going on? We're gonna rotate it by -90. I'm gonna pop the top of this guy up here, and now we can guarantee that it's flat, although it's not. What? How do I get it flat? How do I make you flat? -80. Let's say -80 is the one. -80. That looks pretty flat to me. Okay, I will take it. And now I'm going to go back into edit. We're going to grab these faces, put a little thing in them, and delete. Apparently, Mech Wars Online is not supported by my GPU. What GPU do you have? Also, that's very suspicious for a game. 0.05, we'll make it nice and thick, do the same thing we did before, and now we're gonna edit you. And now what I can do is grab this, and we can extrude this up like that, and we can extrude it out like that. Give ourselves just a little bit of a base to work with. And now I can grab all of this. Actually, yeah, all of this. This is fine. All of this, and we're gonna loop cut it to a circle. There we go. That ain't half bad. if I'm feeling extra crazy, we're always feeling a little crazy, let's grab the bottom of this, let's bring it down a little bit, and let's bevel it a little bit. And now that's opulence. That's opulence. That's how you know these people have money. The one thing that I really got to do, though, is get rid of this, this crease. The crease is not very good for us. There we go. If that doesn't scream, hey, I make a bunch of money, I don't know what does. Scale that out just a little bit more. Kind of trying to match the base. That'll do. Actually, let's make it just... well, it's fine. GeForce 1660 Super. Your GPU should be perfect for it. The heck? Yeah, it sounds like it's a fault of the program for sure. Nope, nope, nope. Come back. Get rid of that. 0. There we go. Now we've got rid of most of our creases. We can grab you and pull you on up. Isn't Mech Wars Online pretty old? Is it? This is the first time I've ever heard of this. If I know anything about mech games, I know about, what is it called, Hawken? I think my mom played Hawken when I was a kid. I have vivid memories of her playing in a desert. Is it called Hawken? Yeah, because it's Stephen Hawken. That's right. I remember that. We're going to call this Terrarium. Same, I just Googled it and it was released in 2013. That's a pretty... That's not a very old game to not accept modern GPUs. I suppose it's like kind of on the line. It's a little bit weird, for sure. Let's go ahead and get rid of a lot of these. We don't really need any of this stuff. It was, but is receiving updates into the present. Yeah, it sounds like a bad game design. Sounds like they're not putting as much attention into the game as maybe they're pretending to put into the game. Kind of a Terraria situation, which, don't let me hate on Terraria. Terraria's a wonderful game, but like, you kind of wish the devs would just be like, we're done. Please, let us go. Because you know that's how they feel. Isn't Terraria, like, the third highest grossing video game in the world? Isn't it like Tetris, Minecraft, Terraria? I heard that statistic. I don't know if that statistic is true or not. But I heard that and I was sort of like, really? Terraria? Like, I love Terraria. Terraria is wonderful. What a great game. But, like, that is the highest, one of the highest grossing games of all time? That's insane. Okay, so we're not going to do that. So that's our terrarium. We're done. What I'm going to do is actually make some collections inside of here. Which, sure, that works. So we're going to call this terrarium. And I'm going to go ahead and throw in, you guessed it, the terrarium inside of it. And that way we can put all of that stuff in there. This little guy is going to be called terrarium stand, and I guess it can go in the terrarium. Okay, there we go. Not bad, not bad. 35 million copies of Terraria have sold. That is a lot. That is a huge amount. That is 350 million, give or take, because sales and stuff. We'll say, we'll round down. That is basically like, we'll say $100 million in a game that was made by what, like 8 people over the course of 10, 12 years? Those are good dividends by my numbers. Those are some really good odds by my numbers. All right. I think not a lot of people respect Terraria for what it is. Like, you know, everyone's like, oh, it's a Minecraft clone. And it's like, no, not at all. If anything, it, like, drastically changes what Minecraft is all about. Terraria has one of the coolest features in the world. Death is unhealthy for you. It depends what your life's like, I guess. Terraria has the best feature of any game ever. Any game literally ever made. But Terraria didn't stick the landing. And it drives me nuts to think about. It makes me so upset. Terraria is a freeform creative game where you kill a boss in the game and then the game goes into hard mode. The only problem with it in Terraria is they should have made it where, oh, I have to put a cork on this, don't I? What am I thinking? What they should have done, and obviously they sold 35 million copies, so what do I know? But what I think they should have done, personally, is the game should have been completely creative, completely, like, almost unassuming. And then when you defeat that boss, then it becomes, like, survival, horror, whatever you want to call it. The fact that the boss, like, there's a bunch of bosses before that boss, and there's, like, sort of weird events before that boss and stuff, I think is just kind of cheating. Like, it cheapens the experience a lot. They should have had it just go straight in. Completely creative until you take on the boss. Okay, so we're gonna call you Terrar. We're gonna call you Terra Plug. I'm gonna call it Terra from now on. It's just called Terra. Fun Pro Gamer, how you doing? Sorry, you caught me in the middle of a rant about Terraria. I think I saw you streaming earlier today. Did you just get off a stream? We're gonna go down here. And that should be good enough to dissolve. I'll die. For diehard Minecraft fans, anything released post-2009 is a clone/ripoff. So, I have a really good idea. I have a lot of really good ideas, and I would love to make a quote-unquote Minecraft game. But I'm very fearful as a result of that. In my mind, I was sort of like, eventually Minecraft will stop being relevant, and then, like, enough time will pass, people will get over it, and then I can make my own thing. And it's like, that doesn't look very likely now. I think it's a long time until we see the end of Minecraft, which is good. I love Minecraft. I'm playing Minecraft. I have a world that I joined 2 days ago, right? Like, I like Minecraft, but man, if you want to make a creative sandboxy game like that, you're screwed. You know, actually, the more I think about it, the more I realize that, like, oh, this should face the bed for sure, because we want sunlight to hit as much of this as possible. I don't remember what I was saying. I give up. I'm moving on. Okay, so what do we want? We want to make a terrarium. I gotta put stuff actually in the terrarium. I didn't think that far ahead. I think I might wait to do that. We're gonna come back to that. I'll maybe put some of those mushrooms in here. So what's next? Why won't you just die? Why won't you die? Okay, so, oh, I know what I want. Nah, no one cares about games rip off ideas from each other. I disagree with you. I disagree with you a lot. I think a lot of people care. I think... Okay, I think it's similar to politics, at least Western politics. And by Western, I mean American. I understand Europe is also Western. I didn't mean to besmirch Europe. I think, like, lying, cheating, being a generally bad person, quote unquote, doesn't affect politicians, and people get away with it, and people do all of this and all of that. And so you have all these politicians who are malevolent and cryptic and stuff like that. But when you look at the greater timeline, when you look at people who cheated 50 years ago, when you look at old bad politicians and stuff like that, unanimously they like get their just desserts. And I think that does still exist in the games industry. I think it takes a bit of detective work. I think you really got to put on your rose-tinted glasses to see it in real time. But I do think it comes around. I do think people get affected by bad decision making, even if it looks like they're profiting to begin with. I mean, Blizzard's a good example of that. Like, I personally believe Blizzard is going to be on its deathbed pretty soon. And that's not me wishful thinking. That's not me being vengeful. That's not me saying, oh, I don't like Blizzard, like whatever. I just think they've lost a lot of their internal talent. Jeff Kaplan just left, right? Like, what on earth? They've lost a lot of their internal talent. And it's clear that the people who make a bunch of money as a result of Blizzard don't want any part of that, despite making a bunch of money off of Blizzard. So I think there are consequences to people's actions. It just takes a longer amount of time for it to be realized than people give it credit for. People want, like, just desserts. People want people to get punished right away and, you know, quote-unquote fairness or whatever it ends up that they want to see. But I think at the end of the day, people do get it. People do get what they deserve. So you got to be careful when you're ripping off games, is what I'm saying. Clearly, you haven't met any fanboys in the wild. I don't think fanboys are going to, like, do any damage to you. I think the big worry is, like, the hidden investor, that kind of stuff. Whether people are willing to be hired by you, whether people are willing to work for you, contracting, stuff like that, I think really matters. I want to G, Y, and push back. And we want to G and push forward just a little bit. And what have I made? Fortnite just ripped off a lot of PUBG and repurposed their otherwise failed game, and now they're one of the biggest games ever. I don't totally agree with you there. If Fortnite is a ripoff of PUBG, then I don't think minigames stand a chance. Because, like, Fortnite is deeply original. Whether it came from insidious marketing techniques and stuff is a different story. But, like, I think Fortnite's very original. Like, the reality of this situation is if they were trying to rip off other games, they would have stopped as soon as they won. But I can tell you, PUBG would never have put Marvel characters or Master Chief inside of their game. And so even if it started off as a ripoff or there was some sort of underhanded tactics going on, they clearly care about the game. They're clearly, like, interested in making new models and adding new, like, gameplay mechanics and maps and stuff. It's not cheap. It's not a cheap ripoff. It's not Reforged, I can tell you that. They're miles away from Blizzard. I'll give them that. I think Epic has a lot of weird underhanded tactics for sure. Like their weird stuff in the beginning of the Epic Game Store where they would get exclusivity and how they kind of towed the line between Origins and Steam. Yeah, I mean, it was debatable. But realistically, what are they trying to do? They're trying to break up a super stagnant industry and take, like, a monopoly out of power. Are they doing it for their own gain? Absolutely. I don't think we should, you know, go around saying that they're saints and whatever, but I think they have good intentions. I think they're good people at the end of the day. I think they care. Yeah. And again, I don't think it's bad to be inspired by other games. For example, I really want to make... I've said this before, and I'll say it again, and I'm going to get sued for it. I know I'm going to get sued one day for this. I want to make a modern version of Kirby's Air Ride. And so what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to steal Kirby's Air Ride and then put new characters in it and change it as much as I can until it becomes an original game so that I don't get sued. But like 100%, I want to steal Kirby's Air Ride. They're not going to make another version. I want to make a version. I'm going to make it better. Like 100% I want to do that. How to win Fortnite. Increase mouse sensitivity to 1000 and mash build keys. Don't tell me about don't tell me about the speed of somebody's mouse. Okay, so we've been ranting for a little bit. What is next? What else should I add to this room? We're going to put the cube in the bedroom, and the cube is going to be called mirror. And tell you what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to take all of this and put it in... I'm going to make the bed also a its own thing. So bed frame, blanket, mattress, and pillows. There we go. I don't mind games that are heavily inspired by other games, but sometimes it's so lazy that they even copy the UI elements. Oh, I totally agree. I don't want to be the guy that defends, you know, lazy game design. I think at the end of the day, what really matters, what's like super, super critical, is do the people who are working on the game care? And are they communicating effectively with the people inside of their team and their audience? And if both of those things are a yes, then I think you're probably fine doing just about anything. Honestly, if a company came out, this is satire to some degree. I'm kidding. Don't take this out of context. Don't take this as being serious to some degree, but I do sort of believe in this. If a company came out and they're like, hey, we're going to be greedy and we're going to do this thing and it's going to earn us a bunch of money and we're telling you right now just so like you have full clarity, I'd kind of be down. If a company was like, hey, we're just going to be honest about this, even if it was kind of insidious, I'd be like, fair. Got to make money somehow. It's like the underhandedness that I think is what I really dislike in the games industry. So a bit more of an honest EA. I mean, EA is not honest at all. See, the thing is, if there was a company like Honest EA, or whatever you want to call it, all expensive bedrooms have an abstract painting that consists of 2 or 5 colorful squares. Beryl, you are speaking my language. Beryl, you got it. We'll put some paintings up. Okay, if there was a super honest EA, right? And they are like, hey, we're going to do this thing. It's going to earn us a bunch of money. Hope you guys don't mind, whatever. And they just did it. Do you know what would happen? They would get, like, marketed. Like, they would get, like, free marketed. And either people would use their product and they'd be like, well, at least they're honest about the insidious stuff. Or they wouldn't. And that would be that. That would be the end of it. It'd be a problem solved. And if people don't like it, then the company would be forced to adapt. It's when companies pretend that they're not doing anything wrong, but they're taking advantage of people, that it's like you don't have the ability to like judge them. And that's where you get those long-term problems that I was talking about. Where like I think, you know, companies do end up getting their just desserts, but it's long after your Jeff Kaplans have left. And the people who are hurt still got hurt. So you're still hurting your audience and you're still like ruining your brand, but people can't react to it in the moment because the dishonesty keeps people from having genuine opinions at the moment that it matters. That's where I struggle so much. That's where I really dislike, you know, the insidious stuff of companies. Because ultimately, companies are hurting themselves as much as they're hurting their audience. Okay, that's a perfect bed. Look at this. We're starting to get a room. Okay, Beryl, I love your suggestion about the paintings. That's what we're doing next, and I'm going to note everything up. And we're already looking at an hour and a half. Can I just say, for an hour and a half's worth of work, this is pretty good. This is not bad for an hour and a half's worth of work. At least by my normal standards. This feels great. If I can start pulling off paces like this, we're going to be done in no time. Okay, so that is about the correct size, I would argue. I understand the next thing that I'm going to have to work on as an artist is getting my sizes right and not guessing on things so much. By the way, did you watch the Dynamo Dream? That sounds vaguely familiar. Did you tell me to watch that? I don't remember this at all. Whatever it is, I have not seen it. Whatever you're talking about. It does sound very familiar, though. If you haven't mentioned it, then my raid group in Phantasy Star mentioned it. Somebody mentioned this. Somebody was just talking about this to me. Oh, yes. I have not watched it. Okay, so 2 questions for you. 1, how long is it? 2, what would you give it out of 10? That's perfect. That's literally perfect. That is so perfect. It's 20 minutes. Okay, it's an easy buy-in. No problem there. Okay, that is pretty good looking. Last but not least, let's move the terrarium on over here. And then we're set. If CQDK is gone, I think I'm going to hold off on the rabbit plushie, just because I think it's going to hold us back quite a bit. I'll make it another time and I'll throw it in here. But I think I'm going to have to skip it for now. Is that a big enough bed for a person? That is kind of... It's kind of a little too big for a person, I would argue. Sir, please. Okay, we're just going to click all of these. There we go. That's the correct size. Okay, perfect. Visuals and the world are like 9.5 out of 10. Acting is 6 out of 10. Story is pretty interesting. I mean, I can get down with bad acting. Who cares? I mean, at the end of the day, you got to look at like budget, right? Like his budget is probably $0. His budget is probably whatever he expects to make for the project. So, like, I'll take bad acting any day. Do you know Joe? Who's Joe? I've never even met a Joe in my life. Oh, no. I was trying to make a different joke, and I got hit with the classic. I was trying to make a joke, and it backfired so hard. You got me. You got me. You can have it. You win. Besides, there isn't much dialogue, so it's fine. This sounds very weird. Oh, I should mention, while we're talking about all this sort of stuff, somebody that I love very much, somebody that I am truly inspired by, and somebody who has been a giant influence on me has started 3D modeling in their YouTube videos. Their name is Scruffy. They do like video game analysis. And they recently just started adding 3D models to their videos. And it's like the best thing ever. I love it so much. They just did a video on the Doppler effect in Mario Kart. Very cool video. Very cool guy, just in general, Scruffy. What an awesome guy. But in that video, they like set up a full like rig for cars to go along this track, and they like demonstrate like scientific principle while the cars are moving, and it's like the coolest thing ever, man. I love it. I love it so much. Okay, so I have to make an admission to you. I'm a little bit intimidated. I suppose I'm not that intimidated. I suppose I don't care. But I'm a little intimidated because this is the smallest room. This is the smallest room in this place. Just let's put this in scale. That's the smallest room out of all of them. And like, look how spread out everything is. This is going to be a problem. This is going to be real troubling once we get set in there. But we'll leave it like that for now, I guess. So let's get rid of all of this. We're back to bedroom. And what did we want to do? We wanted to add paintings to the wall. Okay, you got it. Painting time. I'm sort of debating whether I like the mirror being here or not, but we'll get back to that. Actually, I'm definitely going to move this mirror because that's where the paintings are going to go, or maybe the paintings should go above the bed. Paintings are going to go above the bed. Okay, you got it. Thank you. Appreciate your time, appreciate your energy. Let's go ahead and do this thing. So what we got to do is we got to make a bunch of little tiny canvases. Beryl said that they should be perfect squares. I mean, I don't think you actually said that, but they have abstract paintings that consist of colorful squares. So I'm going to keep it a square. I think squares are good. I'm going to make them a little bit deeper. There's those expensive, nice bound ones. If we're feeling extra weird, tell you what, I'm gonna go 100% on this thing. You ready? I'm gonna actually bind this thing. I'm gonna actually bind it quite a bit. No, I don't want to make extra geometry. Let's not bind it. It's fine as is. Best thing we should do is probably grab this and bevel them. Or better yet, I should bevel them at slightly different amounts. So that way it looks a little bit more weird and organic. There we go. And I'm going to grab the whole surface. We're going to bevel this. And that's pretty bad. It doesn't look very good. So let's go ahead and scale that up. And then we're going to bevel it one more time. There we go. Perfect. That is a canvas. That's actually a really good looking canvas, honestly. The fact that it has a line through it is probably pretty good, but we're going to go ahead and subvert that a little bit. Let's get into this thing. So we want to make 5 of them. Oh, man. So I guess what I want to do is just make an arrangement real quick. So let's grab it. Come on. Grab this, copy paste. Whoa. Copy paste. I'm gonna do the swirl method. Anybody who's ever arranged paintings on the wall, I hope you know what I mean by that. Let's see. So that's proper. That's more interesting to me. So we're gonna do that one. That's a much cooler way for me to do it, I think. I'm gonna go ahead and put them all as a join. Hey! If it isn't Mr. 6 calling me 3D dude. Turns out it happened. I have been labeled for one thing. I've gone all my life trying to avoid it, but it's happened today. Okay, so let's make these things look nuts. And actually, I want to make them look painted as well. So we're going to use like a sawtooth waveform. I'm going to get these things really spiky looking. How are you doing, Mr. 6? Okay, so first things first, let's get into it. We're going to go ahead and pop on our render. Please don't be purple. You're not purple. Good. Good, how about you? I'm deep in the thralls of creativity. I'll tell you that. I've been just going and going and going. Haven't stopped. Haven't stopped to smell the roses. Haven't stopped to think about too much. I'm just going. Every day, all day. It's been kind of nice. Whoa, mind my burps. It's been kind of nice. We're going to put a bump on here, and hopefully it's going to look all right. Sounds interesting. It's just a lot of stress, really. That's all there really is to it. Why did it do that? If I scale this up like a ton, what the heck? What is happening? Oh, there we go. Okay, so we want Y for sure. And we're gonna want saw. 20 is probably a bit too much. So let's come down to like 15 and let's go crazy with it. So I'm gonna distort this thing to hell. I'm gonna distort this thing like way to hell. There we go. Actually, I think sign's fine, or even a triangle might be all right. Yeah, that is what paint looks like to me. In my mind, that's paint. We're gonna want it to be a little bit rougher with a little bit higher detail. Wow, that is pretty crazy looking. I think that might be way too much. Let's go up just a little bit. Honestly, that's it. We're here. We're gonna lower it down quite a bit, make it pretty smooth. And I kind of want to randomize it a little bit, but are you being creative with your 3D thing, or is there something else? So I am in the process of writing my book, which has been going pretty good lately, honestly. I've been pushing. Talking about it and like having attention on it has really pushed me. So I've been writing a whole bunch. I've kind of taken a break from game design. Not a break, but like something else came up. I'm working on a new project right now. And I'm gonna kind of devote a bit of time to that, and then I'll be back for the game design after that project. Oh, there's the ice cream truck. Everybody say hello to Mr. Ice Cream. This guy comes out almost every day, it feels like. It's constantly here, constantly hanging out. You get it. He's just always hanging out. Always trying to give the kids some ice cream. Oh, and there you go. There's my roommate. I think my roommate is the only one who actually buys ice cream from them, and every time the ice cream man comes, they go running out to buy ice cream. It's sort of sweet in its own way. Like, it's very sweet because it's, like, very precious that they're, you know, so determined to get the ice cream. It only just, like, motivates the ice cream guy a little bit more, though, which is not my favorite thing in the world. Ice cream truck is a CK American? I'm sorry. I'm gonna need an explanation for that one. What does that mean? Okay, so how do we feel about this? I'm gonna call this Paintings 1. I'm gonna make a Paintings 2 now. So this is the first model. I'm like so official about it. This is my first model. First model of paintings. I kind of want to see what white noise is gonna look like. Well, that's about what you would expect, honestly. Looks like absolutely nothing. Oh, there we go. There's something. We're going to up that distortion quite a bit. Ooh, I like that. Oh, ice cream trucks are such an American thing? Absolutely. Could not agree with you more. It is painfully American. It's also, like, talking about Americanisms. You grow up in the United States. I'm sure this is true everywhere. I can't speak towards other places. You grow up in the United States, and it's like, you know, stranger danger is very real. You get told that by your parents. You get told that by all these different people, and you need to be careful and all this sort of stuff. And it's like, go hang out with that ice cream guy. Random guy who owns a truck? Sure. There's something so weird about that. There's something so strange about, like, stranger danger is real, but there's exceptions to it. I like white noise a lot less than I like the other one, but I sort of love the color scheme. So part of me wants to add... Okay, here we go. Copy, reverse. What are you trying to do? So I was requested by Amazing Barrel in chat to make some paintings. So I'm just noting up some procedural paintings right now to see what we can make look good. But these paintings are going to go into this room. Ignore the disgusting blue. We're going to fix that. But we've made ourselves a little bit of a room here. So we're going to go ahead and throw in the paintings on the wall somewhere. But first, I gotta note them up. As far as personally, we're kind of exploring how weird ice cream trucks are. Because they're very bizarre. Procedural paintings in Blender are pretty pog. Okay, we got another pog guy in chat. You're gonna fit right in, bud. Everyone's gonna love you. Procedural everything is like the name of the game, honestly. Oh, yes. Yes. I know exactly how we're gonna do this. We're gonna grab you. We're gonna do it just like my my little thing around my camera. We're gonna make this look just like my camera. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna overlay, and we're not gonna overlay. We're going to divide. And I need to be careful of how dominant this is. So I'm gonna use a color ramp, and then we should be set. Ferret, are you a 3D modeler? And if so, what's your experience like? How long have you been doing it? What do you have anything that you want to show off? We love to show people's work off. Oh, that is cool. Okay, so I think I don't want it to all be red. I only want the part that overlaps to be red. So let me try subtraction different, something like that. Yep, that's more of what I want. That is more of what I want. Oh, we're here. That's it. I've been doing hard surface in Blender and 3ds Max for about 3 years. That's awesome. I guess the big question, why are you doing it? Are you hoping to make games one day? Are you just a hobbyist? Are you already employed? What do you got going on? Hard ops is a pretty specific thing just to jump into, isn't it? So, like, I feel like you must have some sort of basis for doing so. Oh, she looks good. Oh, she looks good. Okay, so now that we're here, I want to ease it just a little bit. Give a little bit of a soft edge on that. Yep, and let's throw white on the inside of this. Yep. So now I can go ahead and take it and we can make some color. So what are we feeling? I'm thinking we want to match our red. A pink might actually not be that bad. It's going to be one of these guys where when you get the color right, it's going to sort of float on the surface. So it's probably that is what we're going to want. Honestly, I just love the sci-fi modeling and major in mathematics and topology. You major in mathematics and topology? Or you're talking about how major that is in the process? Because I don't know, I never even heard of a major in topology. That seems wild to me. Perfect, that's what I want. Then we're gonna add one more. I'm thinking yellow, although a little bit of green. Yo, guys. Is this acceptable? Is this an acceptable painting? Can we live with this? Does this look like some stuff that some rich dude who lives in an oppressive society would keep on their walls? This looks great. This looks like just the most vague sort of, you bring a girl over to the house and you're like, yeah, I'm deep, man. Okay, so 7 is what I started with. I think I want to go like 5. I think we might want to... Nah, no, keep the detail as is. Keep that. Okay, yeah, we want like 0.2. 0.5. And then we're going to take detail scale and drop it down. 0.25. Okay, that's it. I'm set. We're here. Love it. Love it a lot. Looks so good. Okay, cool. So it's going to be time to node everything up. So we're going to be doing a bunch of noding. I hope my computer can handle it. I haven't dropped any frames yet. So here we go. Moment of truth. So yeah, Ferret, do you have any stuff that you can show off for us? Do you have like an art station or any sort of photos floating around online that we could look at? What is life? Man. Mr. Six. Mr. Six, if you can handle a little bit of brutal honesty. You show up once in a blue moon. And every time you show up, you're very deep. You got a lot on that mind of yours. And I appreciate that. Very much appreciate that. So what is life? I feel like I'm about to be set up for a joke. This is going to be another Joe Mama, but I'm willing to jump straight into it. It's fine if you want to joke. What is life? Life. Life. Life is about chasing after self-dignity and realizing your passions. So ideally in life, you want to accomplish whatever it is that you're passionate about, and you want to do it without sacrificing as much other things in the process of doing so. So ideally, you are still quote-unquote you at the end of it, while also having accomplished all of your goals. I think that's what life is. I think that's the pursuit of life. Color me wrong if I'm wrong, but I'm going to say that's about it. Anything more than that, I think, is a little bit of a just extra whatever stuff. Okay, time to node. I've been putting this off for a little bit, but it should actually be pretty quick. So I don't have my Q wood. I don't have my Q wood in here. I have a few sci-fi renders, but I more just love to do it more for the math aspect of it. So Ferret, you're going to college for mathematics? Oh gosh, I've totally ruined this. Okay, hold on. Hold on. We're gonna save. I've saved. We're gonna make a new. Okay. We got this ball, right? This ball right here. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna save it. We're gonna save it as untitled right there, then and there. I'm gonna go back to Omni, which is what I'm calling that building. And then I'm going to op in that ball that we just made so I can get my textures from it. I shouldn't have unloaded it to begin with, but it is what it is. So I want mesh sphere. Hey, there he is. Okay, he's back. What's your biggest regret? I didn't know I was gonna get interviewed today. Biggest regret. Man, I don't really regret things. There's a lot of stuff in life I wish I hadn't done, but if I hadn't done it, I wouldn't be where I am today. So to call it like a regret, I think is a little heavy-handed. The only thing I can really think about, I mean, I've had all sorts of stuff, right? I've loved, I've lost, I've made bad financial decisions. I've done everything, right? I've experienced all sorts of weird stuff. But the only thing that I can really think of that was like a big quote unquote problem is there was one time in middle school we had gym class, and there was 3 separate gym classes that all interacted with each other. And there was this kid from a different gym class. I had never met the kid before. Actually, you know what? Let's undo that real quick. Let's make this Q metal. We're going to plus it. We're going to call it Q gold. I should probably just have a Q gold queued up in the future, but we'll leave it like this for now. Anyway, there was a kid in a different class, and I had like been bullied. I was bullied a lot during gym, specifically gym class. Like gym was like the place where I got bullied. And I was being bullied, and I was like upset and whatever. And this kid, sorry if I didn't answer before, a client showed up here in the bar. You're good. Old Mr. Six here at the bar. So the kid was from a different class. I'd just been bullied, and I guess I decided to take my bullying out on him. And he was like a normal kid. He didn't look like a geek or anything. Not that geeks deserve to be bullied, but like, I could not tell you why I chose this kid. I was just upset. And so what I decided to do is I decided to push him into the water fountain. Like we had a water fountain in front of the gym, not the gymnasium, the locker rooms. So I pushed him into the lockers, and I like instantly felt bad. And like that kid went around telling people that I did that, obviously. And so I was the guy who pushed him into the lockers. And I don't know, it was just needless. It was just stupid and mean. And I only did it because I felt like, well, I'll bully somebody else if people bully me. So it was like really ignorant of me to do it. That's probably my biggest regret, I would say. It was just rude. It was just unneeded. You know what? That's a good gold. I'll keep this. Okay, we'll call it right there. Oh, that's disgusting. That's perfect. Sure. I'm having trouble really registering which color this should be. Yeah, it's just one of those things. You're a kid and you have no idea what's happening, and you're just like, I don't know. In hindsight, you look at that and you're like, yo, that was dumb. Like, if I saw my nephew do that, me and my nephew are close. If my nephew did that, I'd put him over my lap and turn his butt red, right? Like, I would be very mad. And I would not let him get away with that. But as a kid, I was just stupid. I didn't have somebody who was there watching me, telling me not to just be an idiot all the time. So I just did dumb things. But I do wish I hadn't done that. The kid didn't deserve it. He was a nice kid. When I did it, he had such a look of like, what the heck? Like, he looked at me like so defeated. Like I had done the worst thing in the world. And I guess I had done something pretty mean. Anyway, that's my story of guilt. Hopefully that's enough for you. Mr. Six, what is your biggest regret in the world? Okay, so we got ourselves a nice gold little fitting on some dark wood. Let's go ahead and grab this. I'm going to throw the gold fitting on here as well. And now I'm going to go into edit. We're going to grab the front face, slot number 2, assign, back to object mode. Okay, so I'm here and we're on slot 2 and I come to here and I'm going to call this mirror. That's a great mirror. Perfect. What's your biggest regret? Same question. What about you? What's your thing? Okay, we got a mirror. Now, if we want to make a mirror that's actually pretty genuine, what we're going to want to do is pop on a noise texture and throw on a color ramp, and we'll go for it. So, I want as much of the see-through as possible, which means I'm going to take this white, and we're going to drop the white way down. That's about perfect. That's about as perfect as you can hope for a mirror. If anything, I might take the black and not make it absolute black. I might go 0.02. Sure, that'll work. If I was feeling extra crazy, I would put a bunch of like little specks on it, because you know there's always those little specks on mirrors. This might be a little TMI if you're easily grossed out. Maybe skip the next 10 seconds. I'm pretty sure those specks are toothpaste when you brush your teeth. I'm never sure. Anyway. Okay, you know what? We're going to go ahead and add the gold to this as well. This is a very gold place. We're going to do lots of gold. I'm going to go ahead and make you... I can do wood there. I don't mind. It's a lot of the wood texture, but it's honestly not a big deal. And we're going to make a new one for the glass, which is going to show up just like this with a decent amount of reflectivity and a decent amount of see-throughness. Being alive. No, I'm joking. Let me see. I kind of regret breaking up with my high school girlfriend. Sometimes I think we would have probably stayed together. Do you think it would have worked out? That's kind of like a long projection. I mean, how long ago was that for you? Depending on how long ago that was, that could be quite a deep little prediction. Okay, so I'm going to render this to look kind of like my bed right now. So, what do I have? I have black satin pillows. So we're going to say 0.075. So they are pretty glossy. They have a lot of sheen to them. The sheen is dark. They have no clear coat. I have a hard time registering what any of this stuff should be doing. Sure, we'll do that at 0.1. Specular tint. Sure. It's almost kind of metallic looking. I'll add a little bit of metallic, and I'm going to make them darker. That's too light. Simo's off to bed. Simo, you have yourself a good night. I look forward to hearing more about your floating islands in the future. Let me know what you come up with. There we go. We're gonna call that. Kind of do, like 5 years ago or so. That's an interesting one. I don't know. I think 5 years is a long difference of time to really be thinking about relationships like that. I think ultimately it probably was just the way it was. I think you're fine the way you are. The more you question it, the more I think, in my experience, the more you question things, the more I think you're internalizing your own, like, therapy. Like, if you're questioning, it's probably more on you than it is on the other person or on fate or whatever. And I think there's value in that. I think, you know, that means that you need to explore why you're thinking about it so much. Not that you're necessarily thinking about it so much. I mean, I did prompt you to answer a question, but, you know, life has its ways. I have a feeling that you're probably doing just fine. Okay, so we're going to bump this guy up. I should mention, for everybody that's here, I'm going to be doing a speed sketch here in about 30 minutes. So far, we have the... Oh, what the heck? So far, I have the prompt mushrooms. So right now, what I'm making is mushrooms. If you want to modify that and turn it into something else, so it's going to be mushrooms plus whatever you add to it, speak now. You know, get your ideas out there. Because we're going to be doing all sorts of weird stuff. You know what? I kind of want to do like a checkerboard, like a double plaid. You don't know? I mean, it's probably best not to know in that situation, right? You're probably doing just fine, man. You're fine by my standards, I'll give you that. Okay, so we're gonna pop this onto here and do this. And what I'm gonna do, hey, no worries at all. We're gonna take these two and make this white and make this white. And we're gonna shrink this down a lot. So ideally, what I wanna do is offset by nothing. Offset by nothing. I'm gonna want these to have the exact same parameters. I'm just gonna give them a 1 to be nice and easy. And then we're gonna shrink them super down. Shrink them like way down, and then this one can be like 35. What the heck is going on? Okay, so they don't love doing it on this side for some reason, which is frustrating. If I do UVs, that's not going to work out for us, is it? How are we going to fix this? Oh gosh, that looks so bad. Honestly, I think we just go like this, and then I'm going to go ahead and vector displace it until we give ourselves the correct... That's not what I want. We want to vector map it to the correct one. What's your favorite memory? Man, you are really interviewing me today, aren't you? Honestly, I don't think I have a favorite memory. Just to put that out there. Oh, we've done it. Folks, we've done it. Here we go. That's it. That's a weave. So I'm going to go ahead and up it quite a bit to a 60, and we're going to up this down to a 55, and we should be good. 55 is probably too much. Let's do a 50. Favorite memory. All right, let's think about this. Favorite memory. I'm going to really think about this. Memory. What have I remembered? I have such a bad memory to start with, so I mean, that definitely doesn't help. There we go. That's basically exactly what my sheets look like. So that should be good, and I'm going to pop on just a little bit of a color ramp here on this ad, and we'll take it from there. Favorite memory. When I was a kid, this is like the worst answer I could possibly give. When I was a kid, I had a lot of moments where I would play video games, and the credits would roll, and I would just have this moment of like pure existentialism. I would just be like, this is it. Like, I can't go on from this. And I think I really like have a strange warped nostalgia for that feeling. I started playing VR chat a little bit ago, and on VR chat I really just try to like go look for my old like video games. It's pretty much the thing I'm doing often when I'm playing VR chat. So I don't know, I think that's a big part of it. Okay, so real quick, I gotta pay attention for this one. I gotta think real quick. I'm going to pop on yet another brick texture, but the brick texture is going to belong to roughness. That's deep? Is that deep? I feel like that's a little nerdy, if not a little sad. I mean, I'm not a sad person, right? I'm not pity partying. I'm not upset. I'm fine. But like, I think that's a little sad. Okay, that is roughly what my duvet looks like. We're gonna make the mortar size just a little bit bigger, like that. I think, yeah, genuinely, I think a lot of people have like very strong feelings for childhood. So it's difficult to sort of imagine anything other than childhood being so important to us. Okay, this is not exactly what I want. Childhood's just a very important time. There we go. Crush this down. There you go. There he is. And now we just want to color it so that it's a little bit less shiny. So black needs to be like this, like 0.2, and white is honestly fine just the way it is, and this needs to be a pure white. Pure white, maybe you can be just a little bit off for interest. We're good. You know, it's so strange to think like how much of your childhood affects you for the rest of your life. Every time I like have some epiphany, some realization, some whatever thing, it's always like, oh yeah, this was in my childhood. This was something I did when I was a kid. Now the 3D modeling, I don't know where the 3D modeling came from because that wasn't a part of my childhood, but everything else is usually a part of my childhood. Oh, yes, we've done it. Yes, we've done it. Oh, it's perfect. And it follows. Yes. Look how lovely that looks. That's it. We're set. Okay, so my duvet is white, but I made it black instead. Same difference. Who cares? We're good. Okay, so it's just about time for us to get on to speed sketching. So far, the only thing I'm going to speed sketch is mushrooms. Any ideas, peeps? Thank you. I very much appreciate that. Put a bit of time into it, you know. Trying my best. You're only going to see it for a moment, so I want to be careful of it. We don't want to go too crazy. But I'm going to lower the saturation on the walls a little bit, and we're going to lower this strength down a lot. We want like really low stucco walls. Like that. Oh, that's it. That's looking really good. Yeah, boom. So that's more of what the wall should look like, I think. Is it a little bleak, a little bland looking? Yeah, I think so. I think we want to make like a rug or something. So I'm going to put a rug down on the floor real quick. Let's do that right now, and then we'll jump into the speed sketch. All right. Oh, I just reset chat. So, there we go. I got it all back. That was weird. Let's go ahead and pop in a rug. So when I think a rug, I think a normal rug. And we're going to go ahead and add a solidify to it to make it actually usable as a rug. 0.03. And then I'm probably safe to add a subdivision after that. Why does it look so bad? What? Why does it look so terrible? What is happening? If I... What? Huh. Strange. Think I'm out of questions for the day? Okay, well, my question for you is, how's the bar going? What's it like running a bar while you chat with some dude online about childhood memories and regrets and things like that? There we go. That looks all right to me, and then I will actually throw on a subdivision now. That looks great. That looks great. That's a good little circle right there. Good little disc. Okay, so when I'm looking at the color scheme of this place, let's go ahead and push him into our actual little guy. Let's put him in. So we want a nice big old rug. Working in the bar, if I can be honest, when I'm here, I try my best to kill time. So, like, what's your role? Like, who are you in this bar? There we go. That'll break up the room a lot. That actually breaks up the room really well. I think that balances things so much. This is looking pretty good. I'm like retrofitting a space, which is not how interior design works, but it is what it is. There's a technique that people use to turn, like, to make rooms make more sense. Okay, here's a fun fact. If you want to do some interior design in your house, you can use rugs as makeshift walls. So if you put a rug somewhere, you essentially create an invisible room around the rug. And if you place another rug in different areas, you can, like, falsify the idea that they are separate rooms. And basically every interior designer that I've ever met uses this to like form space, to make seating areas, to do stuff like that. So if you want to get creative with your rugs, you'll see a lot of results. I'm the only guy here at this hour. At 18 hour, my shift ends. Hey, okay, so your shift will end as soon as my stream ends. What a cool little balance that is. Wait, so when you say 18 hour, does that mean 6 o'clock? Okay, so let's go ahead and make this into something. Now, when I think of a rug, I have a hard time processing what it should look like. There's nobody in your place at 6? 6 is like a normal hour for people to be out. I think Invernoy might be the one for us. Thinking it might be a Vernoy. I feel like I've been stuck on this for a little bit now, but the Vernoi is an interesting look. That is way too like vaporwave for me. I'm staying away from vaporwave. I'll give you that. Just you and the owner. Is the owner good? Is the owner treat you well? It's so boring though. I think we might go with boring. I'm not sure. He's great. Well, that's good. Pretty much every job I've ever quit was because of bad bosses. And that's pretty much true everywhere for anybody. Bosses make or break your job 100%. Google and all of their infinite wisdom and whatever you want to say about Google, they have said that like the number one thing that makes people quit is middle management, not like company vision or anything like that. If I go, oh, wait. Hold on. 0.05. Let's go 1. And we're gonna creep our way down until we get that little cool star pattern right there. That's our rug. Cool. So now all I gotta do is I gotta very carefully navigate this space and we should be fine. So I'm gonna pop on a color ramp. Well, Mr. Six, would you like to add anything to the mushrooms that I'm going to be speed sketching? Or am I gonna just be making some mushrooms today? As far as I can tell, the mushrooms are gonna go in the terrarium. Whatever you suggest, I'm going to be adding on top of the mushrooms. It's not gonna be separate. So you're adding a modifier to them. What is the color scheme here? Color scheme is very white, black. There's a little bit of green, a little bit of red, some gold. Gold, I think, is the color we want. So let's get going on that gold. Can they be toxic? Yeah, we can make toxic mushrooms. I think that's a perfectly fine thing to do. We'll make that white. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's it. So I want to grab you and make you a little bit brighter and a little bit more... You know what? There's a different way that I could do this. I should be doing this in a way different way. Let's go ahead and grab this, pop on a mix RGB. This is the factor. We're gonna make this black. We're gonna make this one red. There we go, exactly what we want. So you're gonna be bright white. And now the red can be a completely different texture. Man, I'm like trying not to go crazy. I really don't want it to be too weird. If I... Ooh, I kind of love that. That was a mistake. I did not mean to do that, but I kind of love the way that looks. Okay, so we've got that. Let me go ahead and throw on a color ramp right here. And we're going to want it to be pretty dark, goldy sort of color. Like that. And maybe a little bit on the red side. This is a tough one. This is a tough one to process. I can't find a way to make this not look terrible. What up, Junie? Hey, Junie, you get 10 minutes if you want to add anything to our speed sketch. Right now, we have a toxic mushroom. Oh, I know what we got to do. We got to add the distortion. There we go. There we go. Now it looks a little bit like a fruit roll-up. Okay, so how am I going to make this work? Goodness me. We're going to use the noise texture to affect a lot of parameters. So I'm going to push all of this up, and we're going to take the noise and push it down. Just like that. That looks fine. Okay, so what I want is two colors that are very close together. I'm kind of thinking brown. Check this. We go brown, we go a little bit darker. And then This is impossible. Toxic mushrooms with toxic spore sprinklers. What the heck do you mean by toxic spore sprinklers? What on earth does that mean? You know, part of me is like, let's just make a black rug. 0.02. Oh, sprinkles. Oh, I can live with that. I can live with that, no problem. I actually have a really cool method for how I'm going to do that. Yeah, that's totally in the wheelhouse. I got a really good method. This is going to kind of take away from the gold, I think, but I think that's got to do. I don't think I can come up with anything better than this for the time being. So we're going to go back to 5. And now let's add some roughness to it. So to the best of my understanding, no. To the best of my understanding, oh, we want the Vernoy, not the noise. My bad. The Vernoy is going to be our roughness. Is black the roughness? Ugh. No. Bad. Bad, 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 bad. Sheen. And we want to invert this. Why does that look so bad? You know what? I'm going to keep it like this for now. The more I think about this, the more weirded out I'm going to get, I believe. So let's do this. Let's get it really rough. Specular needs to be like super low. And now we can desaturate it a little bit more since it's so red. And we're good. So I'm going to say 0.5, 0.3, 0.3 will do. And you will also be 0.3. Maybe I'll make you like 0.5. There we go. How do I feel about this rug? That's how I feel about this rug. I got stank face. I got stank face for this rug. This rug needs work. It's a cool design, but the color scheme is awful. It's god-awful. So we'll come back to this. But that's that for this. Let's make some toxic mushrooms. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna end the first part of the recording. Still kind of figuring out formatting stuff. I'm not sure how to naturally do that. Oh, take a stretch. Everyone take a stretch, please. But anyway, this is the end of the first part. See you, YouTube.